Liberal Viewer present.
So to get news without spin, I recorded and watched the C-SPAN coverage of yesterday's congressional questioning of General David Petraeus and Ambassador Ryan Crocker on the status of Iraq. But, out of curiosity, I periodically checked out the Fox News coverage just to see how they would spin it. And Fox News did not disappoint, breaking away from the hearings when Democrats were doing the questioning multiple times, most egregiously to cover Ann Coulter's analysis of a hearing she admits to not having fully watched right here.
And how is this being reflected back to folks at home watching this?
I hope they're watching, and I haven't seen the whole thing. I hope they replay it here on Fox at midnight, because I'd like to watch the whole thing from beginning to end. But it is striking how different it is from what we've been hearing from the daily treason reports in the media.
Well, I've never been as bothered by Ann Coulter as much as some liberals, because having watched the development of her persona for many years on all those Bill Maher shows and on Fox News, she's always struck me as more of a performance artist than a pundit, a kind of mirthless Colbert character more interested in provocation than persuasion, disregarding honesty or even internal consistency when half-truths or hypocrisy have more shock value. And yesterday's appearance was no exception, as you can see from this additional sample.
To hear what's actually going on, you suddenly realize how completely treasonous the mainstream media is, and the Democrats. They want us to lose. They hate the troops. They think the troops are a bunch of illiterate, toothless rapists, from what I can tell from reading the media on a daily basis. And to listen to Petraeus describe it, it is a completely different picture. But Democrats want us to lose, and I defy anyone to present any evidence that contradicts my thesis.
Now, in case anyone needs evidence to contradict Ann Coulter's thesis that Democrats want us to lose in Iraq, true to form in one of her next answers to a question about American public opinion turning against the war, Coulter herself presents the evidence she defied anyone to present, contradicting her own previous thesis in this clip.
Democratic representatives in Congress themselves, they keep voting to continue the war, to fund the war, not to pull out on the war. We keep having votes from our representatives while I hear about these mysterious polls showing that the nation is ablaze with anti-war fervor. So I'm getting a little skeptical about those polls.
But worst of all may have been the way Fox News anchor Neil Cavuto summed up Ann Coulter's rant as he transitioned to the next guest like this.
I think Ann nicely punctuated the major themes.
So, having shared with you those clips, I have to ask, was it fair and balanced for Neil Cavuto to sum up Ann Coulter's rant as, quote, having nicely punctuated the major themes, unquote? And, as a matter of journalistic judgment, should Fox News have covered this Ann Coulter parody of punditry rather than the live questioning of General David Petraeus by Democratic members of Congress?
YouTube, you decide.